My name is Ian Dunbar,
And I'm Colin Taylor.
and our game is entitled Soul.
Soul is a game where you take on the role of a sentient sun, and you start out very small and you go about the universe collecting smaller planets than you, and which grows your size and your gravity, and you just kind of navigate through our serene world.
Soul is a game of the genre similar to Flower and Osmos. It's designed to give the player a sense of reward and accomplishment without challenging the player and pushing them to their limit. You navigate space, you collect planets, all to the setting of serene music, and it's a very enjoyable experience for the player. So our game drew a lot of inspiration from other sort of serene titles, games like Osmos and Flower, where essentially the point of the game is to really just go around and, just sort of serenely collect stuff. It's not a fast-paced action game, it's more of an experience. So we decided to use a swimming-like motion for our game because it really sort of emphasize and enhance the feeling of floating and navigating in space, which is really similar to floating in water, to swimming in water. And we really wanted, flow is something we really wanted to bring out in our game. We didn't want the player to constantly having to be, running somewhere or actively giving commands to their avatar. We wanted the avatar to sort of move, and we wanted the player to provide adjustments to the movement to flow, essentially to flow around space, to flow around the universe.
It's a game for anybody, not just gamers. So if you want to relax, it's a good way to relax because you can just sit there and listen to the music and pay attention to the visuals because there's no real goal in our game. So you can play it at your own pace and just kind of zone out collecting planets and listening to good music and enjoying the scenery. We also have this explosion mechanic that was a lot of fun, where when you run into a planet, it busts apart into 3 different planets, and you also get broken in half, and so you lose half your mass and you get much smaller. It's just a very satisfying kind of explosion. It's not too detrimental to the player though, because we didn't want to break the feeling of serenity by giving the player any reason to be frustrated. And then last we have the orbit mechanic, where if you can't find any planets that are smaller than you to collect, you can go in orbit around a much larger planet and look for small planets that are orbiting that planet, and you can pick those up in the other planet's orbit and then go out and see if you can finally pick up planets that are smaller than you.
As the game develops in the future, what we hope to do is to add the element of, instead of just collecting planets and making yourself bigger, you start collecting a solar system around yourself. You start collecting other groups of solar systems and eventually grow yourself from a planet all the way up to, a sector or a large, a galaxy even.